Hello, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm your host, Bill, and I'm here once again with my amazing co-host, Sarah.
Hello, everyone. We're so glad to have you with us today. If you've ever found yourself thinking too much before speaking English, then you are in the right place.
Absolutely, Sarah. In today's episode, we are going to talk about something that almost every English learner struggles with: overthinking. That moment when you want to say something, but your mind is racing with thoughts, questions, and doubts.
Yes, it's like your brain becomes a traffic jam of ideas, and before you know it, you miss the moment to speak. But don't worry, because by the end of this episode, you will know exactly how to stop overthinking and start talking confidently.
That's right. We will be discussing why overthinking happens, how it affects your speaking, and most importantly, practical strategies you can use to overcome it.
And don't forget, we will also have a fun practice session at the end to help you build your confidence.
So, whether you are a beginner who is afraid of making mistakes or an intermediate learner who wants to speak more fluently, this episode is perfect for you.
Grab your headphones, get comfortable, and let's get started.
So, Sarah, let's begin by understanding the problem. Overthinking. It's a word we hear a lot, but what exactly does it mean for English learners?
Great question, Bill. Overthinking in language learning is when your mind is filled with too many thoughts before you speak. You're constantly worrying about grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, and whether you'll make a mistake.
Exactly. And it usually starts with self-doubt. Thoughts like, what if I make a mistake? Or, will they understand me? These thoughts create a mental barrier.
And the result? Silence. You hesitate, you don't speak at all, or you speak so slowly that it doesn't feel natural.
Right. It's like you are stuck in your own mind. But this is something almost every English learner goes through.
Absolutely. And I've noticed that even advanced learners can sometimes get trapped by overthinking. They worry about speaking perfectly.
That's such a good point. Overthinking isn't just a beginner problem. It can happen at any level. And the main reason is fear.
Fear of making mistakes, fear of being judged, or even fear of forgetting words. These fears make you think too much instead of just speaking.
So, understanding this problem is the first step. Once you know that overthinking is just a mental barrier, you can start learning how to overcome it.
Exactly. And that's what we will help you with today, breaking down that barrier.
So now that we understand the problem, let's talk about why you must stop overthinking. Overthinking can be a silent confidence killer.
Yes, it can turn a simple conversation into a stressful experience. The more you think, the less you speak. And the less you speak, the more nervous you become.
Exactly. Overthinking also steals your focus. Instead of listening to the person you are talking to, you are busy listening to your own fears and doubts.
That's true, and it also stops you from being natural. Instead of speaking from the heart, you speak like you are reading a script in your mind.
And when you overthink, you miss out on learning opportunities. Speaking is a skill you build by doing, not just by thinking.
Yes, making mistakes is part of learning, but if you are too scared to speak, you never get a chance to improve.
So, overthinking doesn't just make you a slow speaker, it can stop you from becoming a fluent speaker.
That's why it's so important to learn how to stop overthinking and start talking without fear.
And that's exactly what we will show you in the next part: practical strategies to help you overcome overthinking. Now it's time for the real game changer: practical strategies. Let's start with the first one. Think in English, not in your native language.
This is so important, Bill. When you translate from your native language, you waste time and overthink. But if you train your mind to think in English, you speak faster and more naturally.
Exactly. So here's a tip. Try describing everything around you in English. Like, I see a chair. The sky is blue. This simple practice builds your thinking in English.
That's great. Now, the second strategy is focus on communication, not perfection.
Yes, too many learners are afraid of making mistakes. But remember, the goal is to communicate, not to be perfect.
And here's a tip. Even native speakers make mistakes, so relax and keep talking.
Perfect. Our third strategy is use simple sentences first, then expand.
This is powerful. Start with a basic sentence like, I like coffee. Then expand it. I like coffee in the morning because it makes me feel awake.
And the fourth strategy is practice speaking without pausing for long.
Yes, Bill. Use a timer and speak for 1 minute without stopping. Talk about anything you like. This builds your fluency.
Our fifth and final strategy is use speaking prompts.
Yes, you can use questions like, what did you do yesterday? Or, what are your hobbies? Answer them quickly without overthinking.
Excellent! These strategies are simple, but they are powerful if you use them regularly. Now that we've covered practical strategies, let's talk about the mindset shifts that can make a big difference in your English speaking journey.
Absolutely, Bill. One important shift is embracing mistakes as part of the learning process. Instead of fearing errors, see them as opportunities to improve.
That's a great point. Another shift is focusing on communication over perfection. The goal is to express yourself, not to speak flawlessly.
Yes, and adopting a growth mindset is crucial. Believe that your abilities can improve with effort and practice.
Exactly. Also, try to think in English rather than translating from your native language. This helps you become more fluent and reduces overthinking.
Lastly, be kind to yourself. Recognize your progress and celebrate small victories along the way.
These mindset shifts can help you become a more confident English speaker. Remember, it's a journey, and every step counts. Now it's time to put everything we've discussed into practice. Let's engage in a real-life conversation scenario to help you apply these strategies.
Great idea, Bill. Let's imagine a situation where you're meeting someone new at a social event.
Sounds good. Let's begin.
Hi, I'm Sarah. It's nice to meet you.
Hi, Sarah. I'm Bill. Nice to meet you, too.
So, what do you do for a living?
I'm an English teacher. I help students improve their language skills. How about you?
I'm a graphic designer. I create visual content for various clients.
That sounds interesting. Do you enjoy your work?
Yes, I love being creative and bringing ideas to life. What about you? What's the best part of teaching English?
I enjoy seeing my students gain confidence and improve over time. It's very rewarding.
That's wonderful. It's great to meet someone passionate about their work.
Likewise, Sarah. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Practicing conversations like this can help you become more comfortable speaking English in real-life situations.
Absolutely. Remember, the key is to practice regularly and not be afraid of making mistakes. The more you practice, the more fluent you'll become. That wraps up today's episode of the English Learning Podcast. We've explored the challenges of overthinking and shared practical strategies to help you speak English more confidently.
Remember, it's okay to make mistakes. Each one is a step toward improvement. The key is to keep practicing and not let overthinking hold you back.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us today. If you found this episode helpful, please consider subscribing and leaving a review. Your feedback helps us reach more learners like you.
And don't forget to follow us on social media for more tips and updates. We're here to support you on your English learning journey.
Until next time, keep practicing, stay confident, and remember, you've got this.